Alright guys, Aiden here. Round 2 is finished for AFL. Pretty solid round. There were a lot of players that really showed what they had, and a lot of premiums that didn't really play up to standards. So it was quite a mixed round, but overall I scored 1560. I'll take it. Not the greatest of scores, but we're ranked at 25k, so we've moved up about 5k since round 1, which is good. In terms of cash flow, lots of cash flow generating from the rookies, which is good. That's what we like to see. But yeah, pretty poor round this week. But I'm pretty happy with the structure of my team going into round 3. So let's talk about the trades that I made before I just go over my team. So we brought in Rivers for Robertson, which I'm really happy with that trade. Obviously, Robertson not being named in the squad, so Rivers was a really good player. He looked prominent for Melbourne, looked really good, attacking the footy, which is good, and taking on the game. Wingard for Dunkley, so got myself about 200k, but also lost quite a bit of points. I think it was about 30 points, because Josh Dunkley went 108 and Wingard got about 70. So pretty disappointed with that trade. Didn't really stick to the structure of holding premiums. I just got really mad at Josh Dunkley from round 1. And he bounced back really well and proved me wrong. So that's really unfortunate, especially when you have someone like McRae who had a really poor round as well. So not too happy with that trade. And then the last trade which I had to do was Naismith to either Pitternet or Jacobs. I felt that Jacobs was 200k more expensive than Pitternet, but I felt that his scoring would be much more higher. And Pitternet proved me wrong. Pitternet was really impressive with the 74, I think. So he outscored Jacobs, and I would have saved 200k if I did go from Naismith to Pitternet. So it's a bit unfortunate, but stuff like that happens. Hopefully Jakes will be good for me in the next couple of games. He's obviously not a season keeper, but he's there for making some cash. So hopefully he can make a bit of cash in the next couple of rounds, which would be nice. But let's get into our team now. Brodie Smith, 45. Look, he's had 2 horrible rounds. I don't think the Corona ball really suits his game style. He's playing a bit in the midfield, attending a bit of centre bounces, but he can't seem to find the footy, which is unfortunate. Has an easy matchup in Gold Coast this week, so he should be fine. Although saying that, Gold Coast did have a really solid game last week, so that's that. But I have faith in Brodie Smith. We'll give him one more week. But I do understand if you want to trade him out, there's nothing wrong with trading him out. Lots of players will be trading him out. But I just feel that he's got a good matchup in Gold Coast, so he's got one more chance to prove himself. And yeah, at the start of the season, we're sort of hoping that he could make a bit more cash for us, but he's just bleeding a lot of cash, which is unfortunate. Lockie Weller was really impressive, 86. He's a unique pod if you're looking for a Gold Coast player, or just a defender in general that plays in the midfield. He's attending a lot of centre bounces, which is good. And he looks really prominent, really active. He's kicking goals, laying tackles, and taking marks, which is really good. So I'm really happy with Lockie Weller's outcome. 86, I definitely take that. Houston, probably worse than Brodie Smith in my eyes. Just the way Port Adelaide played. Their fantasy game was amazing. Lots of players like Butters, Rockcliffe, Boak, even players like Rosie played really well. Darcy Byrne-Jones, they all played really well and all managed to score above 80. And for Houston to score 66, that's just a really poor effort. Didn't attend many centre bounces, so it was mainly Rockcliffe, Boak, and Rosie in the middle, as well as Robbie Gray. So he didn't get many chances to attend centre bounces, which is unfortunate. So he might be one to trade. If you do have the luxury to trade him, I would be trading him this round, or you might hold him for one more round and then offload him next week. But I don't think he's really going to live up to the hype that we all expected him to. He's just not playing in the midfield and he's not scoring well. He looks pretty bad. So might look to trade him out soon. Doherty was great, 80 back-to-back 80s now. He's turned up, so he's looking really good and probably the only consistent Carlton player that we can rely on at the moment. So that's good. Cumming was really poor. Yeah, really disappointed with Cummings' output. 38, he's going for me this week, so he's my number 1 trade player that I'm going to get rid of. I'm looking to downgrade him so they can free up a bit of cash. Brandon was alright, 46. Look, he has his games. He has his. This just wasn't one of his games where he showed us what he can do. He had a really poor effort, so I'm not too happy with that. But 46, it's still respectable. But saying that, Starchevich was on the bench for a 79, so I could have got quite a few more points there. Rivers is fine, and Starchevich, like I said, 79 for 3 quarters. Got 0 points in 1 quarter, so he looked really good. So defense, bit lacking there, but making a couple trades back there that will improve my team. So looking forward to that. McRae was hopeless playing on the wing. He just can't play anywhere else. They try to chuck him forward at stages in the wing. The only place that Jack McRae can play is on ball, and it's the only place he scores well. He doesn't look like he's into the game when he plays on the wing, so he's a much better player when he plays on ball. I'll be holding him as I don't have the luxury to trade him. But yeah, 65 is not too great. Then Stephen Cornelio, 90, I'll definitely take that. He looked really good, really solid score from him. Probably the only GWS player that's consistent at the moment. Mitchell was alright, 70, considering how bad Hawthorn played. I'll definitely take a 70. Narkle was pretty good, 78. His time on ground is a bit of a frustrating sight. Yeah, he's really low time on ground, which is not too great, to be honest. So he's scoring, I think he's averaging about 69% time on ground or something like that. So his scoring is pretty solid considering how low his time on ground is. Matt Rowell was amazing, attended the most centre bounces for Gold Coast and looked really good, laying tackles, kicking goals, best player on ground for sure against the Eagles. So really happy with that, especially because he's a rookie. Looked really good, and that'll definitely lift his price up quite a bit. Pickett was hopeless, 37, plays better against the easier opponents, so I'll be benching him this week for Anderson. I'll talk about my trades later on in the video, but yeah, Pickett wasn't that great. Saying that, Tyler Brown is even worse. Might get dropped this week. His job security is not looking too good. He looked pretty hopeless as well. So not too happy with Tyler Brown and Marlon Pickett's output. But Connor Buderick was really impressive, 63. He looked really good in the back line for Gold Coast, so I'm happy with that. And Anderson was amazing with 73 on the bench. Really good stuff from a rookie. So him and Rowell definitely look to field them this week. And they're probably the only 2 rookies that I will be fielding in the midfield because I don't have faith in Pickett and Brown's scoring ability. And we're going to switch Buderick up forward. So that's that. McInerney was also average, 40. I'll definitely take it. No, he's making a bit of cash, so that's good. Grundy was good, 82. I think he might have got injured, I'm not quite sure, but he slowed down a bit. So that's that, but I'll still take it. Still got an 80, which is good. Jacobs with a 55, not sure what happened there. Goldie just outplayed him. But like I said, we'll hold him for a couple more rounds, get him to make a bit more cash. Hopefully he can dash out a couple of good scores, which would be nice. Xari didn't play, which is that. But going into my forward line, Lockie Whitfield as captain didn't really go too well. Should have just gone for the loophole and stuck with Grundy. Would have got myself a couple more points. But yeah, Lockie Whitfield's a trade for me. He's just bleeding a lot of cash. He's priced at around 800k this week. So definitely look to trade out Lockie Whitfield. Get him to Basilenka, who's looking really good. He's a forward, he's cheap, and he's averaging much more than Lockie Whitfield, playing in the guts for the Dogs. So that's that. Lockie Whitfield and Cumming both gone for me this week, that's for sure. Chad Wingard was alright on debut, 70, not bad. Didn't attend many centre bounces, but I think he played like a 50-50 split between forward and mid. So that's that. I think they like him more up forward, although he does score better when he is in the midfield. So pretty interesting pick is Chad Wingard, but let's hope he can turn up for us this week. Him and Tom Mitchell have a nice Friday night game, or Thursday night game against Richmond, so that should be interesting. Christian Petrarca, best player on ground. Really good game against Carlton, kicked a couple snags. Looked really good in the midfield, attended centre bounces, and he had the similar role to Chad Wingard, except I think he had more like an 80-20 split, more midfield time and less forward time, whereas Wingard had a 50-50 split. So that's that. But yeah, Petrarca and Wingard, they have like similar playing styles. They're both great players, and they both can be placed up forward as well as play in the midfield, which is good. Hugh Greenwood attended a lot of centre bounces, which is a good sign, although he only scored 68. I'll still take it, but he's attending a lot of centre bounces, and he should be scoring much higher for the amount of centre bounces he's attending. Although his time on ground is low, so it'd be better if he could, just play a bit more time on ground, and maybe, tackle a bit more and rack up the ball a bit more. But he looks more like a passive player, so not a top 6 forward in my eyes. Definitely look to trade him on when you have the luxury, but he'll make a bit more cash, which is good. Brayshaw, that's solid, 72. He's not got the midfield role. They're playing Fife and David Mundy and Darcy Tucker in the midfield. as well as Walters, and he's just sitting out on the wing or up forward. I'm not quite sure, but he's not attending any centre bounces. But he still managed to score 72, so I'll take it. He's also one that I'll be looking to trade on soon. Don't think he'll be making too much cash, so that's that. Curtis Taylor, really good, 69 for a rookie to score above 60. Really happy with that. That's why, really happy with Buderick and Taylor's output. And he's probably one of the safest rookies to field. I'm really confident with him. He loves to present to the ball, which is good. We always love to see when rookies try to get them marks plus sixes, which is good. Max King was good. Kavara didn't play, and Tom Green did not play as well. So that's unfortunate. But we might be trading Tom Green. I'm not quite sure. But that's my round, how it went. Solid score. Bit disappointed. It could have been much higher. My trades didn't go as to plan. Didn't bench the right players as well. But stuff like that happens in fantasy. It's just a game. But let's get into my trades now. So I've sorted out my trades. So Lockie Whitfield to Bailey Smith. That's confirmed trade. 100% happening. I really like Bailey Smith. He's playing in the guts for Bulldogs. He's looking really good. He loves to tackle, which is a really strong point in his game. And like I said, he's attending a lot of centre bounces, which is good. And he's priced to 577k, so that does give me quite a bit of cash. And Whitfield has been pretty poor during Corona Ball, so he's not looking too great, Lockie Whitfield. So we'll be trading him to Bailey Smith. Then Isaac Cumming. He's most likely going to get dropped, I think. They might, for some reason, hold him. But he looked pretty poor in the game he played, and so I'm going to be downgrading him to probably a 170k basement defender that plays, hopefully. But we've got Bianco there for the moment, but yeah, just a 170k defender in general. And then Tom Green's going to go to Taylor Adams, using some DPP, replacing him in the midfield, and bringing Connor Buderick up forward. So Taylor Adams, back-to-back hundreds, really like the way he's playing at the moment. He's looking really active. It was either him or I was thinking of someone like Travis Boak, or even someone like Michael Walters. Although I feel that Taylor Adams is more of a consistent player, rather than Boak and Michael Walters, who might slip off midway during the season. I think Taylor Adams is definitely a top 8 forward. So that's that. Those are my trades. Most likely going to stick with them. So I'm really happy with the structure at the moment. We'll probably loophole Wingard this week instead of Mitchell. We'll just take a bit of a risk. Who knows? Wingard might produce a massive score. He's a great player, and then we'll captain Brodie Grundy. As I don't have much faith in Jack McRae at the moment. So that's that. That's my team, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I'll be uploading more content week on, week out. And I'll see you guys in the next video.